Hey, it's Clay, and this will be a video chart on ticker symbol LDSR. We will take a look at the 30-minute time frame. Real quick, what do I mean by 30-minute in case maybe you're new to charts? Instead of each one of these candlesticks here representing 1 day's worth of price action, which is what you would normally see, each one represents 30 minutes. So while this here may look like several days worth of time, it's actually just today's price action broken down into 30-minute time slices. I like to do this time frame thing does a good job of telling the quote-unquote story of the price, and then makes mapping out levels of support and resistance a bit easier to see. I've been doing this analysis on a very routine basis, did it yesterday, so that is where these green and red line annotations are coming from. Before I go any further, though, I do want to note that from a presentation standpoint, this is actually a pretty tricky chart to talk about because there's a lot of perspective that goes into it. What do I mean by that? Well, if you're a day trader and you bought right there, or maybe you bought right there, and you wanted to sell within 25 minutes after buying, then yeah, for you, the chart's looking pretty rough. Now, if you care about the big picture of things, yeah, I get it. The price is pulled back quite a bit. But from the big picture, the bulls do still have an opportunity to build a higher base. And when you have higher bases being built over longer periods of time, that's how long-term uptrends are constructed. I am going to be talking about things from a big picture perspective. So if I sound crazy calling something bullish, my guess would be you just had a different outlook and strategy going into the trade. Now, the first thing I got to do, though, is a little update here, and that update comes about based on a foundational rule in charting, which states when levels of support are broken and closed below, they tend to act as resistance. So in the event there is any sort of bounce, not necessarily tomorrow, but in the near future, 0.017, which was that level of resistance, or excuse me, which was that level of support, would now be considered that initial area of resistance. So 0.017 after that, you got 0.0197, but kind of pointless to talk about that level up there until you first cross that initial bridge at 0.017. So keep an eye on those two levels. They are what would be considered the technical areas of resistance. And then as far as support, 0.0145, kind of a double whammy here. Not only did the price hold today above that green line, but then you also have that pink line right there, which is the very famous 200 period simple moving average. And circling back to the whole point about the big picture perspective of things, this is why I say that, yeah, I get it, the price is pulled back, but looking at the things from big picture, the bulls still have plenty of opportunity. So if you just go through the history of things, so let's say right around this area holds as a low, and then you have a consolidation low right there, and then you have these lows down there. If you picture each of these as stair steps, emphasis on big picture, from the big picture perspective, you'd still very clearly have stair steps progressing in the upwards direction. So yeah, I get it. Right here, there's been a pullback, but that's a couple of days. When you look at multiple days, as we're doing here, you can see bulls still have plenty of opportunity to build that higher stair step. So we'll see if they can get that job done or not. One of the biggest questions that I get is, hey Clay, how do you find the stocks that you trade? So what I've done is put together a free resource guide where I talk about the tools that I use to locate stocks that I find interesting and think may have potential. So if that sounds like something that could add value to you as a trader, then click on the image that is up on the screen right now and I will email you the guide. The guide itself is very short and to the point, and best part, it's completely free. Thanks for watching the video. Let me know if you have any questions.